First things up, we're talking trucks, and we were just had it on screen, but it is the Ford Raptor R. It looks pretty amazing. Did you, Chad, get any specs on it? I haven't even had a chance to look at it yet, but I knew it was coming.
So it is 700 horsepower, 640 pound-feet of torque, 37-inch tires, massive suspension travel. It is, without question, an absolute animal. It falls just short, as Ram almost immediately pointed out, just short of TRX power, but basically the engine in it is effectively this is effectively if you took a GT500 and made it an F-150. So it's got the Predator V8.
Ah, interesting.
Supercharged, you know, just perfect time when gas prices are starting to normalize. So, hey, we can start thinking of this $110,000 truck.
That's crazy. I can't even believe that that's the price. I mean, I guess I can believe that that's the price, but...
Yeah, right.
I mean, they're all up there now.
It's absolutely bonkers. You know, the TRX is a six-figure truck. Like, make no mistake about it. To me, this is awesome. It's just like, I don't know if anybody else saw the moves that Pagani's like, nah, we're going to keep making V12s. None of this electric car nonsense.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is just another thing in the, we'll just say, FU sustainability, which is something we can all get behind as car fanatics and things like that.
Yeah. 100%.
Keith Sweeney, absolutely big time muscle. I love this. Like, I don't know if anybody can remember the days of like the Lightning or the SRT 10 pickup truck, which was basically a Viper engine or Viper driveline in a Ram. Those were street trucks. Like, I think both of them were only rear wheel drive, which, you know, is fun in a vehicle with no weight over the rear end. It's just, I loved it when Ford launched the initial Raptor and said, nah, we're not going to do the street truck thing anymore. We're going to make a off-road missile. And I love that Dodge went along for the ride and built the TRX. And anybody who isn't familiar with the TRX is basically T-Rex. And I forget where the Easter egg is. But there's actually I
think it's under the hood or under some plastic panel, but there's there's something there.
It's basically the final scene from the first Jurassic Park movie where the T-Rex is just throwing the raptors around like they're rag dolls. Yeah. And then like you have this, which, you know, says, okay, you up the bar, we're going to meet it. I love that concept. I love that idea that, hey, we can make cool stuff, so we're going to make cool stuff. You know what I mean? So many times you like, and I just wonder why like Chevy hasn't gotten in on the game. I mean, Chevy is now in third place when it comes to full-size truck sales.
Yeah, which is crazy to think about.
But it's all down. I'm not saying it's all down to vehicles like this, but what is Chevy's Halo truck? I don't know, the ZR2 or whatever it is, or what have you. Nothing against this
top end Silverado. I don't know.
So like this. The Silverado doesn't have something like this. It doesn't have the Halo truck, which I think which is weird. Which I think they sorely miss, and I think they're missing the ball on it.
They need a horse in the race.
You know. So, what do you guys think? The new Raptor R, the TRX, or you're one of those, you know, bow tie boys or girls, or other, that rides or die with the bow tie, and you want to see Chevy join this party. I think the street Baja, or the Baja Racer for the street is a crazy cool concept.
Yeah, I agree. Even if like 90% of these cars are not going to be driven off-road, don't care. I just love that it exists. In a day where it's just like all going EVs and EVs are cool and all, but like where it's all going EVs, all going like stuff like this, I don't know. I'd like a gas guzzler. I mean, I like the EVs. They're cool. Instant torque is great. But something that you could just like take this and just go to Baja and go nuts. That's like a cool thing.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, we have absolutely no reason to get a truck like this. We don't live desert adjacent. Far from.
Nope.
It's just such a cool car. I remember I was lucky enough to get the regular Raptor in this generation, or the generation just preceding this, with the EcoBoost engine, but like, you are king of the road. It's hilarious to watch people just dive out of your way like, you know, because this thing is so huge and it's fantastic. And just real quick, get into chat. Keith, Thank you for commenting again. Appreciate you, brother. It's sick, but the market is just insane. And on top of that, OEM parts are so non-existent right now. I work in the insurance world, and any new vehicle that comes out, you can't get parts. Yes, that is pretty much exactly where we're at in this day and age, because supply chain shortages are getting a little better, but they're not great, and everything. I work in the golf industry, like golf balls from like a big brand like Titleist. Can't even get the Pro V, the #1 ball in golf. Sorry, had to throw that in there. I know you're a bunch of car guys, but we just can't get stuff. And it's crazy to think that like an enthusiast vehicle, which should be driven in an enthusiastic manner, might get broken and might not be able to get repaired for a while. I mean, as anyone knows, when your baby's at the shop and you don't have it, all you want is to have it back. And the fact that we're struggling with this stuff is a bit of a shame, but it exists. And I gotta say, I am thrilled with it.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? We got 23 people watching us right now. No one is commenting. You guys are all theoretically automotive enthusiasts. Comment. What do you think? This is the Ford Raptor R. You're looking at the pictures. You're looking at the press photos. This is the Ram TRX Fighter. What do you guys think of this? Is this the answer that Ford needed? 700 horsepower, trophy truck, sort of like, trophy truck, suspension, all the good Raptor goodies, but like, to the next level. So like, will this take out the Ram TRX as the top truck? Do you think the Ram TRX is the top truck? We want to know. We want to chat with you. Put it in the comments. I think it's interesting. I think it's an interesting conversation, an interesting argument. And I'm excited to see a lot of the larger YouTubers come in here and either get 2 of these together or buy them and then have them, go at it, or any of the OEM reviewers could do it. That would be cool. But either way, I think we're going to start seeing some comparisons over the next month or 2.
Lucas with "It looks meh." Okay.
Well, it's either. I mean, it's a truck.
It's
people love them or don't love them.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you got rid of Ford, added a turbocharged 5-cylinder, and put a Volvo badge on it, our target audience would love it a lot more.
Probably.
And Greg, this is actually, I actually just thought of this. This is actually the perfect super vehicle for you. So 700 plus horsepower, 100%, because you're damn driveway. This will have no problems with that.
Yes, that's very true. My driveway is very steep. It's probably like I don't even know. I'm not even going to say a percent because I'll get it wrong, but it's very steep. I had a car roll out of my garage and into another on my own property. So it's pretty steep and it's not great. But this truck could definitely tackle that terrain. That's for sure.
Lucas's rebuttal is the original Raptor looks mean. This one looks more like a regular truck.
I don't know. Looks like normal. It looks like the old Raptor to me.
I mean, I can kind of see that because like the fender flares look added on. The only thing that really gives this truck away is just the massive 37-inch tires, and obviously somebody
and Ford.
Well, you can actually get a regular F-150 with a similar grille, so I don't know if it's aftermarket or OEM, but it is there.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Greg, this or the TRX?
TRX.
Really? Go on.
I don't know. I just feel like it's a better looking truck. I'm a Dodge fan right now as opposed to a Ford fan. I like the way the Dodge trucks look a lot more than the Ford trucks look currently. I think Dodge is just a better design overall. And that takes like infotainment or anything out of the equation, out of the equation, just going on design and stuff like that. I would probably take a Ram TRX over this. Based on engine, I mean, you're kind of splitting hairs, 700 versus 702. There's no bad choice. So, question, and I forget if you had mentioned this. What is the engine in this? It's basically the
Predator. The GT500, 5.2 liters, supercharged V8, tuned a little bit more.
Okay.
Obviously, tuned in, so I don't want to say detuned because obviously 760 versus 700 seems detuned.
Okay.
But it's probably tuned to work more in a truck than a pony car. So.
Yeah. Okay. Based on looks, I would go with the Ram, but I know how good this engine sounds, so I really would need to make a decision based on engine noise and drivability and stuff like that. But as of right now, I've only heard the Ram, so I'll say Ram.
For me, just real quick before we get
You'll take
into
this.
my take, which is always the correct take. Take note of that, chat. Not for you guys, but when Greg's involved. Keith goes with more on the styling front. I would expect that with that price tag, it would look more aggressive and in your face look. Think of the GTI and the Golf R, same vehicle, just more power. Totally understand. Totally get that. I know for me, if I'm spending 6 figures, which is significantly more than the regular one, I want it to look like it's more special. And this kind of does, yeah. But if you took the Raptor R off of it and just said this is the new Raptor, how many people would just think it's the EcoBoost versus the Predator? Lucas, he says, I completely agree. Ram trucks are much better looking. I also agree. This is a tough one for me because I have the Mustang. The Raptor always had a special place in me because it was the first of these super trucks. I really like it. I even was looking at Gen 1 6.2 Raptors for a minute.
Okay, like the original V8.
Yeah, as my winter vehicle. Circumstances have changed, so it's not as immediate a thing. I still want to make it a thing. So, like, there is that sort of...
Who doesn't?
People in Europe. I don't know.
Yeah, people in small UK coastal towns.
Exactly. Or, like, an old medieval town. So, like, there's a sentimental attachment to the Fords. However, having driven the modern Ram, which... Thank God, and if our good friends Courtney and Lou are in the chat, they'll yell at me for saying this, but thank God Ram has kind of figured out how to not have their vehicles turn into a pile of rust. The interiors in Rams are better. They just are. I like the overall styling of it a little better. I feel the Predator is a better engine than the Hellcat or Demon or whatever engine designation you want to throw at a supercharged 6.2 liter from Chrysler.
Just call it the Hemi, brother.
Yeah, but anything with 4 valves per cylinder now is a hemispherical combustion chamber, so...
Shh, just call it the Hemi, brother. That's all you need to know.
Y'all got a Hemi?
It's the Hemi, brother.
So, like, it's a tough one. Like, from a perfectly practical standpoint, it's the Ram. From a heartstring standpoint, though, it's Ford. I don't mean to sound like a Ford fanboy, but drive something...
But you are.
Not really. I could give a crap about everything else they make. Like, literally everything else.
Yeah, I know.
But the Coyote-based family of engines is so cool to me because they're the first real American engines to kind of stray away from that push-roddiness or single overhead or single overhead cam V8s and stuff. Like, it's the Coyote is a special engine. There's just no two ways around that. I don't know, man. I think I'd have to drive them back to back.
Go based on what we know.
So based on what we know and everything I know and love, I'd probably just Ram because just with the interiors in Rams are insane. They're luxury really car good. I love the infotainment system. I love the dash cluster. Not to say this isn't going to be an exceptional vehicle inside and out.
But as of right now,
Ram
just has a leg up there.
And like Ford still has this element in the interior of their cars that it feels like the interior of a freaking Tonka truck. It's not contemporary, and that's kind of the thing that bugs me the most. Keith back at it. Dodge has it together and has come a long way. That screen in the Ram, those screens in the Ram are incredible and smooth. Fords are definitely nice, but not as crisp. 100% can agree with that.
That's accurate. That's super accurate.
Let me put it to you this way. If you told me, if you dropped either at my front doorstep, I'm saying thank you and running away with it. It's that close for me.
Correct.
It is that close. I don't know if Chad has anything more on this, but since we kind of did our... Keith, man, comment as much as you want. As often as you want. We will never tell you to stop commenting as long as you keep it like you're keeping it, man. Just keep on going, man. We have... we appreciate you. We appreciate the kind words, man. Keep on commenting because it keeps us talking and not looking. So I appreciate you, man. Really, really do.
Yeah. It also is good for other people to see, other people commenting, get involved in the conversation. That's the whole reason we do this. Is not to just talk to each other, because we talk to each other all day, every day on our own Facebook chat for Shifting Lanes, and we could do this on Facebook chat. We don't have to come on here live and do it. So if you guys comment, we like talking to you and like connecting with you. So please keep doing it. Please always comment. We'll always try to get you guys involved. Oh, and another thing I forgot to mention: if you guys send stars, I guess your comment gets pinned, or it gets like a special like notification on it. So. I don't know if you want to do it, go for it. But like it gets us like a special shout out, on the chat screen from it. So comment as much as you want for sure. And then
Absolutely.
we just have another one from Mark, actually. Why would Ram get rid of the TRX program because of going green, and the Raptor comes out with an R version because Ford was late to the party? I think is really
I
what
think
happened there.
I think it's twofold, right? For Ford to not see that Dodge was going to put a Hellcat in the Ram would have been completely short-sighted, like insanely short-sighted, right? They
Yeah,
had to see it coming. I honestly think that they brought it out because they wanted to do the engineering. If you look at Ford performance over the last, I don't
yeah,
know how many years, going all the way back to like the Focus RS, the Focus ST, the GT350, which we were fortunate enough to drive, but not speak in English apparently, at on the Pocono road course, the GT500, the S550 Mustang, and all that is with it. When Ford does a performance vehicle, they do the engineering right, and as long as they don't cheap out on the transmission, thanks Ford, they're very well put together cars. I think there's a lot of lessons learned there, and I think they just wanted to end that. I don't think they just wanted to slap a big engine, make the necessary bracing, and call it a day. I think they wanted to do the necessary engineering, so it looks like they got caught out with with their pants down. But really, they were like, man, we were planning this all along. Demand for the TRX is up. It's clearly there's a market for it, so let's do it. And here we are. Here we have it. And I just love that, like, there's a muscle car war among pickup trucks. Like, there used to be stuff
yeah.
like that,
It's
but
cool.
I just love this kind of idea.